Okay, guys, so I want to talk to you for a second, and I hope that this registers and hopefully it, affects change. I've seen so many videos. Every time a country visits Jamaica, every time a diplomat visits Jamaica, Andrew Olness has sold out Jamaica again. Like, by this time, you guys have accused the Prime Minister of selling out one country to over 100 different countries. And at some point, we have to take off our shoes, we have to go outside, walk barefoot, hug a tree, connect with nature, and ground ourselves, because the amount of misinformation that is out there about this tiny little island at this point, it is extremely damaging. Not only is it damaging, it is affecting a lot of people who uses the social media space, because many of these people, they're filled with so much uncertainty, and then your misinformation is fueling that, and a lot of people are going to have anxiety attacks, panic disorders, high blood pressure, stroke, you name it, God forbid. But that's what you guys are doing at this point. The misinformation on social media, like the intentional misinformation on social media about about Jamaica that Jamaicans are promoting, it is too overwhelming. You have to stop and think about other people who doesn't know what you're saying is not true. You know what you're saying is not true, but because you realize that you telling the lies and chastising the Prime Minister gets you the numbers, you keep doing it, and you're hurting a lot of people, but you don't know, because these people, they go away and they hide in a corner and they cry. And then we have some prophet and prophetess that is saying the country is gonna sink, we're gonna have a big earthquake and all of that. So just imagine, these people experience the monster of a category 5 hurricane, right? And then they're seeing prophet and prophetess from left, right, and center telling them Jamaica is gonna have a big earthquake, the island is gonna this, and the island is gonna that, and that's gonna happen. And then you, coupled with your misinformation, I'm seeing people in people's comment section saying that they are afraid, they can't sleep, they can't eat because of the things they're seeing on social media. If you don't care about yourself, can you stop and think for a second that you're hurting someone, you're impacting someone's life negatively, and is this the intention? Because if it is a case that you don't want this individual to vote for JLP again, that person may not live to see the next election. You're killing them, you're killing people. Is it intentional? No, you're doing it unintentionally, and you need to stop and hold yourselves accountable for the things that you're putting out there, intentionally putting lies and mischief out there, right? I've seen people saying that Andrew Olness has left bodies on the ground for days. Is it true? Yes. But why is it true? And this is sometime, this is how we're going to help the people who have lost their loved ones, who have to witness their loved ones on the ground for days. How are we going to help them? Reinforcing them that the government can just pick up bodies, because why? When the police and soldiers arrived on the scene, they realized that some of these bodies were in advanced state of decomposition. Not only that, what if Mary and her brother wasn't getting along, and Mary decided, oh, the place is flooding, I'm a good swimmer, I've always wanted to get rid of you, you can't swim, I'm gonna hold you down in the water, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get rid of you at this point. So that is why the bodies were on the ground for that long, and we don't have the resources. People said the government never made any effort to do any search and rescue. It's not true. We saw El Salvador was in here like it was their country, and we were so wowed. El Salvador brought cadaver dogs. They brought dogs to search for people in distress, people who were buried under rubble and dead bodies. That's what cadaver dogs do. And another team came from the United States with cadaver dogs, and another country. I think there were at least 3 to 4 countries the search and rescue team with cadaver dogs searching for people, both living and dead. But as it relates to the bodies that were on the ground for days, it's not like they wanted to do that, but we don't have enough people to get the job done. It was a disaster. The families are going through it. How are we gonna give them strength, reassurance? Wanna know how much helicopter JDF have? When I found out the number, I didn't even want to repeat it. And I told you guys that it was a private sector organization that came together. A group of people came together and loaned the Jamaican government 407 helicopters. And when the US government them reached and they sent us 3 and they were like, hell no, you guys need more. They brought in some more. The Dutch Kingdom brought some. King Charles sent us 3 as well. Guys, every time this man turns, you don't have to like him enough. You don't have to like the man, and nobody can beat you on that. But the intentional misinformation that is damaging to the country, that is damaging to the people who are already traumatized, because it's not just people who are in the disaster zones who are traumatized. Many of us who aren't in the disaster zone, we are traumatized, because some of us are so empathetic and we're so in tune to nature and we're so in tune to humanity that we have to see it. We can't manage the sight of what is going on, but at the same time, if we don't know, we feel like we're not doing our brothers and sisters due justice by not knowing, right? Many of us couldn't eat, many of us couldn't sleep. And then when you come with the bulk of misinformation again, Andrew Holness went down to Israel and he signed a book. And when he signed that book, that's when he sold Jamaica to Israel. No, it's a book that every diplomat signs when they visit that country. If you look on Google, you'll see a ton of diplomats who visited Israel signing the same book, doing the same ritual. It's like coming to Jamaica and eating ackee and saltfish and drinking a red stripe. It's just like that. And when visitors come here, they sign the very same book. Jamaica has one of those books too. When diplomats come, they sign it. And then we hear about the Chinese vessel that came in. It should have been here in December. But they skip a country because it is something that they do every couple of years. And they don't just go to one country, they go to a few countries, right? But because of the dire need that we're in, they came to us 30 days earlier than initially scheduled because of the severity of the health care sector. Some people are saying the government has gotten enough money. Why isn't he repairing the hospital roofs? I don't know how we talk so much without getting the facts together. And the facts are all available on the government site here on TikTok and as well as Instagram. The government said that they cannot do the same thing going forward because many of the school roofs, they did not stand up to the hurricane. Many of the shelters didn't stand up to the hurricane, and they want to build something that's more resistible, something that can withstand a category 5. So it's not as though the government is sitting down and saying, we're going to give everybody money, but we are not going to give ourselves the money. That's not the case. Think about the mischief that you're making and how it is negatively impacting other people. You guys have sold this country 100 times already to 100 different countries. And we're all still here. Dutch Kingdom come, he sell out the country to the Dutch. Spain came, he sell out the country to the Spanish people. Every time you guys see a new visitor, he sell out the country again. Oh my God, Andrew Holness sell out the country again. You guys have sold the country more than he has. You keep accusing this man of selling the country to so many different countries. It's what happens in a time of disaster. You're making people sick with your negativity, and some people want to enjoy the space of social media. Sometimes they come on social media and they see a little funny clip and it, uplifts their spirit.